Just over a year ago, the local television station operator, formerly known as Nexstar Broadcasting Group, announced a game-changing deal. They told us they were buying Media General for $4.6 billion in order to become the country's second-largest broadcaster. Now, this was a very complicated transaction, but last month the company finally got the approval from the FCC, closed the deal, changing its name to Nexstar Media Group. Thanks to this transaction, they're the second-largest local affiliate for networks like NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox. Now, initially, this acquisition wasn't well received, but over time, it's gained a lot of adherence, and Nexstar stock has ultimately rallied nearly 50% over the last 12 months, hit a new high today. So can it continue to roar? Let's check in with Perry Sook, the chairman, president, and CEO of Nexstar Media, get a better sense of his company's prospects now that the Media General purchase is a done deal. Mr. Sook, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, Perry.
Thank you,
Have a seat.
Thank you. Good to
well,
be
you
here.
came on last time and you said you thought that the election season was going to be huge, and I have to admit, we got behind your stock hard, and boy, were you ever right.
Right. Yeah,
Just big, right?
It ended up being very good for our company, and we're also seeing issue advertising now for everything from Supreme Court judge candidates to issues, and so it's a revenue stream that continues to grow even in the odd-numbered years and the off presidential election years.
And I know that the midterms that are coming up could be, huge amount of spend. I know that's further out, but what I don't want people to do is jump out now that the election is over.
Right. Well, we're in 40 of the 50 states, right, and we reached literally 60% of Paul Ryan's members, and we've got a number of not only Senate seats but statewide gubernatorial seats in states that may have changed color or changed shades of color. So we anticipate 2018 to be huge from a political revenue perspective.
Now, one of the things that when you first did this deal, it was a monster deal, and people were saying, well, maybe they overstretched, but you're not only committed to your dividend, but you're a very conservative guy, but you've been raising the dividend.
We've been raising the dividend annually about 25% a year. Just did that again last week for 2017. And we have a lot of runway to continue to grow our dividend with the increasing cash flow, free cash flow of the company. We'll look to return shareholder cash through dividends and buybacks, and we also continue to be on the hunt for accretive acquisitions. Less so in the broadcast space because we're kind of at the national cap, at least for now. But on the digital side, we're very interested in growing our digital business.
I think there was a perception that this kind of TV station didn't make as much money as it used to. That's dead wrong, isn't it?
We make half of our money in our local news broadcasts, the news before the Today Show and the news before nightly news and those kinds of things. And that is still a very good business to be in. And I tell people at our core, we're a local service business. We produce local content. We help local businesses sell stuff, and that's our reason to exist.
And now, 40 or 50 states, what's the economy look like to you? Because you are just one of the great representatives of what's really going on in business.
We cover a lot of main streets.
Right?
And I would tell you that I think most folks that I talk to, customers of ours and friends of mine in Dallas, where we don't have a business but our headquarters is, that they were waiting to see the way the election turned out and are now making plans accordingly, and that they feel pretty confident and are optimistic that there could be not only regulatory relief but tax relief, and that could be big for Main Street if it happens later this year.
Now, a small business does advertise on your stations. Now, we're hearing that small business is seeing and feeling a resurgence since the election. You're actually probably able to view that every week. You got the numbers.
We see our local revenue, which is the money we generate in our local marketplaces, calling on small to medium-sized businesses, growing at kind of low to mid-single digits in this economy, and we'll take that.
Right. Now, when you got into Media General, what did you discover versus the Nexstar way?
Well, we saw that the television stations themselves operated a lot like ours. There were some different philosophies corporately, but I did a town hall with all 10,000 employees last week and kind of laid out our corporate philosophy, one company in charge, and that we were going to go forward, as I said, to serve the local markets with content and advertising solutions, whether they're broadcast or digital. Those are all arrows in the quiver to grow our revenues.
Okay, so we also we have the buzzwords. We have cord cut. We have rise of OTT. We've got the digital opportunities. Any of these real threats? Because it seems like that local media is here to stay.
I think so. I mean, in our markets, the diminution of newspapers and maybe local news radio, we're one of a few sources to get local content, and I think we will always be in business serving that local content. Over the top, 15% of our viewers do not take a pay service, and you can imagine if you're out on the farm in Illinois or the ranch in Montana, the wire doesn't go that far, so you've just been picking us up over the air before OTT was cool. So I think at this point in time, our content makes those OTT services better. So I'm a content over distribution in terms of value creation. And with our local content, I think we'll do just fine.
Well, last question. the FCC is changing hands. It looks like they're a little more, I think, pro-business. Do you monitor these changes? Do they matter for Nexstar?
Oh, I think they could. And again, nothing's happened yet, and we have no clear signal yet what may happen, but we would tend to believe that in this administrative environment that the regulatory agencies might be a little more business friendly than maybe they were for the past several years. And it can
matter, right? It can matter for Nexstar.
Oh, it could matter. Sure it could.
Well, I got to tell you, you were spot on. You came on. You gave us a great idea. We pushed it for a long time. It really worked. I want to thank Perry Sook. He's the chairman, president, and CEO of Nexstar Media Group, NXST. What a stock. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, absolutely. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.